Uh-oh, it's Low Bar Bill and his big brain boy, videos? That's right, it's the guy I get told regularly that I don't cover because I don't want to face strong Grimsbyan arguments, even though I have, and he says shit as stupid as anyone else. So I don't really know what to say except take it away, Billiam. Perhaps today will be the day that you impress the shit out of me.
The very in vogue thing, I think I've seen it on TikTok, the deconstructing your faith.
What? In vogue? On TikTok? Deconstruction has been around for donkey's years. It's the act of analysing religious beliefs in order to figure out what you actually believe is true. It leads people in a lot of directions. Some become atheists, some become different religions, some just become different kinds of Christian, because boy howdy, there's a lot of them. But frankly, and this may come as a surprise to some of you, but not those who actually are paying attention, even as an atheist myself, regardless of the end result, anyone being critical of the things that they believe is a good thing in my book, regardless of what happens after. And yes, including if they don't become correct.
Movement, whatever that means specifically.
Yeah.
It means what I just said, but hell, here's a more comprehensive description on screen for your convenience. But here's a tip. If you don't know what something means, maybe don't sit down and give your 2 cents on something that you don't know or understand anything about. It might make you sound like a giant fucking idiot.
But how would you respond to folks who say that they feel better after doing that? Or
I think how you feel is irrelevant.
I don't know, man. Feeling better about actually considering the things you believe is a good thing? If you're sitting there being incredibly uncomfortable with the things you currently at least think you hold true, actually doing the work and figuring out what you do believe and coming to terms with that, well, of course that's going to make you feel better in some respects. Although, I imagine a lot of people also feel kind of shit about it too. I mean, if you had a steadfast belief, something you thought was true for years and years, and then one day you realize it's bollocks, well, that's kind of gonna be a shock to the system. But ultimately, you are kind of right. How you feel about it is irrelevant, since the whole point is to more accurately reflect things that you think are true. Unfortunately, I think you might be right by accident.
I could well imagine that some people who have been really struggling with Christian faith would feel real relieved about letting it go.
See, you really don't know what deconstruction is. Sure, there are plenty of folks who, after deconstructing, find that basically everything they once held true is now clearly bollocks, and they move on to building up a new understanding of the world. But plenty, and I mean plenty, of religieboys remain in their overall faith, but move away from some more ludicrous specific ideas. Although, to be fair, I suppose it's entirely possible that they could deconstruct and then move way further down the rabbit hole of stupid shit. I guess that is the risk, ultimately, but yeah.
But that doesn't determine truth.
There can't possibly be a forest here. All I can see are these trees. Christ doesn't exist almighty. Bill, no, it doesn't. But you're getting this fucking backwards and all. They come to their conclusion, whatever that may be, and they feel better for doing that. And sure, that doesn't mean that they'll come to a conclusion that is most reflective of reality, but that's kind of not the point. It's about what you believe. And I seriously don't know how you expect someone to feel after working on themselves. It would be fucking weird if they had no emotional reaction whatsoever. But it doesn't change the fact that truth, in whatever way you want to define it, is exactly what people are trying to achieve, you dolt.
Feelings are very deceptive and misleading. The question is, what is the truth?
It's really funny that he would say that, because you fucking know much of what he believes is 100% based on what he feels. And I'm not saying that to criticize him. I mean, apart from the hypocrisy, because we all fucking do it. You feel the things you believe are true are true. That's like how it works. If you didn't have feelings about your beliefs, you would be a fucking robot with a data set. No one does their worldview like that. However, there is obviously merit to being able to demonstrate your beliefs and being able to explain why. But even those things, accepting them is something that you have to feel. You don't really get a choice in that.
And I am not in the least interested in deconstructing someone's faith.
Well, no shit, you obviously have spent vanishingly little time actually trying to figure out what things in your belief system are wrong. Otherwise, you wouldn't say such nonsense so often that you have nicknames for it. Not exactly something to sit there and be proud of, though, Bilson. And the funniest part of saying that is you really should be. I mean, there are some fucking mental sects of Christianity that even Bill thinks are a bit much and wrong in the things that they say and believe overall. So he absolutely is interested in that. And don't even get me started on the fact that you can deconstruct from any faith. So you don't think Muslims should deconstruct their faith? And then you could say, sell them your bollocks? See, this is why you shouldn't talk shit on ideas you don't fucking understand. Cough atheism, cough, cough.
I'm interested in constructing a Christian world and life view.
Yeah, no shit. But if all you're interested in is that, then how do you know that's right? And if someone already has that, but they are doing it wrong or whatever, what are they supposed to do? Build another house on top of the one they already have? That sounds like a bad idea. Maybe we should knock down the old rickety thing first. If only there was a fucking word for that, you dumbass. Of course, as an honest person who is honest, he wouldn't be scared that, say, someone knocks down the house and then notices that the new materials that you just brought along are the same old crumbling rocks and cement made out of feces and clown tears. And God literally forbid they look to a different way to live their life instead of making the same mistakes all over again. Nope. Better that they just keep building on top of the ruins and busted foundation over and over again than for 1 second considering there might be a different, possibly better way, potentially with blackjack and hookers.
That is biblically coherent.
Would be nice if the Bible was coherent in the first place. Zing! Watch someone call me anti-Christian because I make fucking jokes about it. I'm not anti-Christian. Hell, I don't even consider myself even anti-religious. I'm simply anti-dumbass and an asshole.
And in accord with the best philosophical, scientific, historical, psychological facts that we know.
You can't really have it both ways, my dude. Either you follow the Bible to a T and all the wrong things it says, or you can have beliefs based on, facts and shit. Anything else, and you're gonna have a hard time squaring those things together without saying one set of ideas is bollocks, mate. And I'm gonna have to go with the ones that are regularly demonstrably untrue on that front.
And so I think the whole project of building a Christian world and life view is one of construction.
Well, we always knew you were some kind of con, lol. But seriously, again, and I'm gonna keep repeating this till I'm blue in the helm, if you want the things you build to last, then you better be making damn sure to clear the area that you're building them in, and to make sure that you've got a solid foundation. But if you're too scared to do that in case you find that you are building on top of buried treasure that might just change your life, so better not bother for some fucking reason, you are going to end up with a house that falls over anyway. So you got two choices really. Do the work now, or don't, and make it far bigger mess that you have to deal with later, even if your emotion of scaredy little bitch who doesn't want to accidentally an atheism tells you shouldn't.
Not deconstruction. And these people who are deconstructing, I suspect, are just reacting emotionally.
Says the man who refuses to learn what it means in case he actually has to, know new scary ideas that he doesn't like. I mean, that's more of the hypocrisy, because his refusal to even bother trying to learn what it is clearly based on emotions, and worse still, to assume why other people are doing the thing that he doesn't even know what it is and doesn't like. You could suspect that they are fucking space worms who deconstruct because the people of Glasnark 3 are celebrating the death of a tyrant, as amazing as that would be, because you wouldn't know what it even is.
Some bad experiences they've had in the institutional church.
Maybe, but again, that's an assumption. And sure, there are plenty of people who deconstruct for that very reason. And some of those fully let go of their religion as they do so because they're trying to find out what really reflects reality. But plenty of people do it because they sit down one day and figure out that some of the shit they believe is not true because it has been shown to be false, and that the only reason they ever believed it was because someone, possibly someone like you, said it was true, and they just went along with it. And we all know you don't care whether or not something is actually demonstrable for you to believe it. But yeah, then there's the simple fact that some people wake up one day and just for reasons completely beyond them stop believing. They didn't mean to, they didn't make it happen, but there it is. And their desire to figure out why will lead them to ... deconstructing their faith. Finally, the last one off the top of my head is a desire to strengthen one's faith, to remove the aspects that don't hold up to scrutiny, so they can feel assured that they are holding on to things that they can personally justify. But no, it's just the one thing. It has to just be the one thing and the worst possible reason for it, even though it's actually not even a bad reason for it. And hell, I'm sure people in the comments can come up with a plethora of other reasons that aren't an institution did me a big sad for why they did the same. Again, whatever the outcome, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, given the pervasiveness of this on social media and other things, I mean, do you have any kind of ideas or thoughts on root causes or how this has gained traction?
No, he doesn't, but he sure as shit is going to act like he knows what he's talking about in front of, I'm presuming, a crowd of people. I mean, it'd be really weird if they were just sat on their own in a field like that. But yeah, why ever tell anyone that you don't know something? They might think that you aren't a font of all knowledge. I mean, the fact that I call myself stupid and a new low for atheism, thanks to that one Christian hate commenter, that is correctly thrown in my face by very smart theists all the time who have no idea what the fuck humility and an admission that one doesn't know fucking everything is, and see it as an invitation to bang on and on about their own personal bollocks. But you got to make sure it's not the wrong bollocks though. Don't buy into that. My nonsense was vetted by me and my inability to understand context. Seriously, these people who have clearly never read anything beyond book though are like a picky eater expounding the health benefits of an all chicken nugget diet because they haven't eaten any other kind of food.
From what I've been told from people who do have more experience with this.
Oh my lord, it's second-hand accounts now, is it? I mean, you know he's a real apologist when there's nothing you know that wasn't acquired indirectly. Can't do that. I mean, what if you actually have to demonstrate the thing that you said happened? No. Far better to talk about this other guy I knew. Well, really, it was a friend of a friend. Well, an idea of a spirit, of a thought, of a potential of a friend of a friend's ex-roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
Is that these folks tend to come out of very conservative Christian churches that have been authoritarian, and they have often had negative emotional experiences in the church that have left them hurt and damaged, and they're reacting against that.
It's very easy to ignore this quote-unquote problem when you take the most extreme reasons for a thing to happen. Well, the only reason people are deconstructing that I heard from a totally real guy I didn't just make up, even though I know nothing about this thing that has been happening for goddamn ages, but I only heard of it because of fucking TikTok. Well, there you go. No one is doing it because they came to a rational conclusion based on reasoning and logic. Nope, never. Also, here's the thing. Just because something happens because of an emotional incident doesn't make it magically wrong. I mean, you certainly are unlikely to hold the same standard when someone comes to Christianity because of some rough emotional event. No, I'm sure then it will be completely fine and dandy and part of God's plan. But the opposite? Well, anything I want to happen, that's God's plan. Anything I don't want to happen isn't. What do you mean acting like the false God? I shall strike you down where you stand, heathen.
And as I say, following emotions is not the way to get at truth.
Do you say that? Can't say I have ever heard you say that before, but fine. And it's wrong. I mean, it's right and it's wrong because it's a fallacy. Forgetting the fact that he still has it backwards. Just because someone came to a conclusion from an emotion, that doesn't make that conclusion wrong. If someone punches me in the face, the fact that I am now angry at them doesn't make the fact that I think that they are a piece of shit wrong. In fact, the anger helped me reach that very very accurate conclusion, probably faster than I would have if I was some Zen motherfucker who took a punch like a champ. If someone punches you in the face and you're all like, what a lovely man, you are a delusional idiot. Not more correct because you didn't get upset.
That is deceptive and misleading.
Don't get me wrong, only using emotion to base your opinions about reality, that is going to lead you to shit that doesn't make any sense. But frankly, so many religious experiences are all about emotion, the feelings of closeness to God and supernatural experiences. They're all based on emotions. There's no hard data and facts to that shit. Would you say that people shouldn't base their religious beliefs off of that? I mean, I certainly would, because yeah, that shit is almost certainly just coming from your brain. But I have a real hard time believing that you would say the same in any other situation. But people feeling good after reasoning something? I really don't see the issue. That doesn't change the fact that they are at least attempting rationality. And the only reason you think it's bad is because they might end up not agreeing with you anymore.
And so I guess what I would want to do is not so much criticize them. I mean, we can have compassion on them for what they're doing.
Yeah, those poor deluded fools in their attempts to correctly believe things that they can actually justify. They really are to be pitied. Unlike me, who believes things for no adequate fucking reason. That's the real smart guy move right there.
But I want to present an alternative, more glorious vision.
Grand vision? Damn it, Mandem is starting to sound a little culty there. Everyone watch out if he starts bringing out the flavor aid and getting you to dress in those funny robes.
Namely, a vision of constructing a Christian world and life view that makes sense of reality and is biblically consistent.
Yes, of course that's what you want, but why the fuck should that matter to anyone else? Especially if they find it does none of those things. That's the weirdest part of this whole situation. Here's the thing other people are doing. Well, I don't want to do that, so they shouldn't. Fucking hell, dude. Who died and made you the arbiter of everyone else's life path? That's right, no one. I'm still very much alive. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I think that positive, glorious project is one that can capture a person's imagination.
And there it is. Don't use your emotions. Emotion's bad. But imagination, yeah, that's the thing that's going to lead you to truth. Absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. Never change, Bill. I mean, how could you? You're not even going to try, are you?
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos. And she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the